with a silver half a crown. Had the full of a fishing rod and the tackle on our backs. We just stood there getting wet with our backs against the fence. Oh, the water. Oh, the water. Oh, the water. Hope it don't rain all day.
Tell me, Bill Shaadt was a painter, not just a
Well, he was a
painter of sorts, but he was more phenomenal
Bill Shaadt was a
fisherman.
he had an artistic temperament, and when he was younger, he went to he had some drawings. He went to the San Francisco Art Institute growing up. I mean, when he was like a late teenager in the early 20s, he had these beautiful drawings, you know, from life drawing classes, drawings of nudes and things like that. But he didn't have, he was not emotionally positioned to be a painter. You know, what he did was he had the most uncanny physical ability to control his hands and to replicate activities. I mean, he became the world's greatest fly caster who ever lived, bar none. And he never made one single mistake in his entire life. I mean, I watched him make 200,000 casts, and he never got a tangle. Come on. I mean, it never got the fly hooked up or falling off in the wrong place or anything else. And because when he painted signs, and he had this freehand motion that he painted signs, and he had these big long brushes, you know, and he would paint the word real estate, you know, and he'd paint this beautiful R, and then he'd go over here and he'd paint the L, and he'd come back in and paint the A, come back in and paint the E, you know, balancing it all visually out so that it was an aesthetic construct.
So he actually did the bookends in the word,
Yeah.
and then filled in the books in between.
Right.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I studied sign painting. I know, you know, it's a real craft that's almost lost today because everything's all
It's all
computer
computerized.
generated, you know.
Yeah.
To watch somebody who can paint a beautiful sign it's mind-boggling. I mean, the steadiness of hand and the aesthetic, you know, balancing of letters and the air between the letters.
Yeah.
You know, it's just incredible. Just really incredible.
How did you end up meeting Bill?
Well, I started fishing with this guy. You know, in that world in California, the steelhead fishermen, it's a very difficult form of fishing. It's not like this trout fishing they do around here where everybody's just going like this all the time. You know, it was just like, they said, kid, when you can cast 100 feet, we'll take you fishing. Well, so you start practicing and practicing. Please take me fishing. Please take me. Like, I'm at 98 feet. Can I go? Nope. You got 2 more feet to go. And so I met this guy named Frank Allen, and I was a halfway okay caster. He was like one of the big guys. There were like 4 or 5, 6 guys on the whole California coast who really could fly cast, who could really do it. And he was one. And so he befriended me, and he showed me a lot of, many things about fishing and casting and everything. And I was 16 years old. I just got my car. You know, and he said, I'd known about Bill Shaadt since I was 9, you know, as a mythological hero. And he said, you know, you're completely crazed behind this fishing thing. He says, you need to meet Bill. And I go, no, I can't meet Bill. You know, I mean, you know, that's not, no. And so he took me over to Bill's house, and Bill was painting a sign under an awning in his driveway, you know. And, you know, we met, and somehow it just, like that summer, you know, I'd go by his house, you know, I thought, well, shit, now I can go say hi now, anytime I want. You know, so then we started fishing together, and it was, because Frank had a job. Bill didn't have a job. Bill could fish every day. And Frank worked at City Hall. He was a civil servant. You know, he worked he wore a suit and a tie, you know, which was just the only guy I ever knew that actually had a suit.
Wow.
And anyway, so, you know, Bill and I started, you know, and plus the fact that I would go over there and watch him paint signs, which was just like the most fascinating thing for me, you know, and so we started fishing together, and we, you know, we did a lot of things together. It was very cool.
Oh, bet.